what's up? This is TJ. Thank you for joining me. Today we're looking at Arturia's new version of Pigments. Pigments 3 is awesome with some great new features. So I'm going to do a quick rundown of those features. Made some patches along the way, so I'll show you those. If you like the videos that I'm doing here, please do share them, subscribe to this channel. I very much appreciate your support, and check out tjontheroad.com for more. Let's get started without any more delay. Alright, what you just heard there is a new preset that I made. I'm calling it Alien Songbirds. And that includes many of the new features here with Pigments 3. It includes the Harmonic Engine. Before, Pigments 3 had the analog, the wavetable, and the sample engine. The Harmonic Engine is the one that's new. And that is in both Oscillator 1 here and in Oscillator 2. And you have the Utility Engine. So let's start out here with the Harmonic Engine. And understand what Harmonic Engine is. It is an additive synthesizer. Most common synthesizers you see are subtractive, where they have, a simple waveform with lots and lots and lots of different overtones that are associated with that, and you use the filters to filter them out. The Harmonic Engine, or additive, works in exactly the opposite, and where it takes a basic fundamental and it adds harmonics to that, and those harmonics can be over and above the fundamental or below the fundamental. So that's the way this works. Now let's start over here. You have the particles. You have up to 512 particles. Now keep in mind, if you try to use all the 528 particles, that's going to take a lot of CPU. It's going to use a lot of computer power. So this gives you the chance to limit them, and sometimes it actually sounds better if you don't try to use all of them. Okay, up here you have the viewer. If I hit a note, you can see that. All right, what you're seeing here is this is the center note right here. So what you're seeing is everything above that is particles or additive sounds, additive over above that, and everything you're seeing below that is a subharmonic. So that's very, very cool. It allows you to create, very, very complex types of sounds. You can smooth those out. Right now you're hearing the unsmooth. Let's try the smooth on both of the engines here. And then if I unsmooth them, so with the smoothing you get interpolation between them. All right, moving over here, you get the ratio. This ratio is the amount of multiples of frequencies that are over the fundamental pitch. So you can hear it get much wider there. And then this is the amount of FM here. And you'll see here I have this modulating with one of the modulators down here. Here you can select the shape, the parity of the shape, the tilt, and the tilt offset. So that has a big effect on the sound. All right, right now you have the spectrum section. And what this does is this allows you to have the profiles of the frequencies over the raw, just sequential profiles that you would normally get without this. Let me explain. You have different spectrums here. You have the signal where this, say, for example, this goes up a gradual way. You can do notching. You can do all these different types. You can use a comb filter, and it gives you actually two different ones can be used within the same engine. This stuff is really powerful. Over here, you have the imaging. You can select the odd and even imaging within the stereo spectrum. So that's really, really cool. You'll see here I have it 34% left, 66% right for the odd harmonics, and then the even ones are set in the other direction. So you get some really cool imaging effects with that. All right, lastly, I want to talk about the particle modulation section. That's this little section here. You'll see it says window by default. There's a drop down here, and you can select the different modes. Now, this probably requires a little bit of experimentation here, but see, you have a window, a cluster, and a shepherd mode. And each one has its own set of knobs. So it has each individual effect depending on which mode that you're using, and that'll affect how the grains of all of the different harmonics that are associated with that come to be. Now, as I said, this is my first look at this, so I'm still learning a little bit about that, but it definitely does have a little bit of effect on there. All right, so we've been looking at oscillator 1 here. Let's take a look at oscillator 2. This is also harmonic. I've had just a number of different settings here. So you can see here that I have different variations that are going on here to the theme. Let's go over to the utility engine. The utility engine is really, really cool in that it has two different sections with it. You can actually add these kind of samples to it that include, they're basically noise loops, but they have all different types of noises that are already pre-made into Pigments 3 that you can select into. I don't want to run through all of them, but there's a huge selection here. So you can get some extra texture into your sound. And you can pan it to whatever filter mix that you want, filter 1 or filter 2. And there's actually a third simple oscillator here, an analog oscillator, that you can also add in. So that's really cool as well. All right, let's move over into the filter section here. The filters have one new filter that is from Arturia's Jupe 8 V-Synth. And another thing that this has that is new, let's go into the effects section. The effects section is really new, a lot of updates here. The effects section now has 3 actual sections here in which you can move things around. You can actually move them anywhere you want, so that's really cool. Drag and drop. It has the new Juno chorus. That's here. Okay, and there's also the BL20 flanger down here. That's also new. You can go to an FXB here, and then I have a delay here. Now, one of the cool things with Pigments 3 version is this pitch shift delay. So if I move the pitch shift, gets a really neat effect there. Turn that up. Okay, that's a lot of fun. You can actually set these in series as I have them here now, both from the first one, A to B, or back from B to A, or you can split them. So you can have 2 parallel sets of 3. That's a very powerful effects section. And also the last new effect that they've added on here is a multi-band compressor. All right, so you can really take this to the hilt here. So that's another really cool new effect. Put that on the end, really pump up the bass safe, for example. Now I moved over to this other preset that I made. This is just a demonstration template preset. This is really here to show you all the great new wavetables that you have here in Pigments 3. So we come over here and we want to select through the wavetables. Oops, go. And you'll see here, there's a whole new selection of them. And there are 80 of them. Quite a bit. Really, really cool. All right, so we can just scan through a few of these. Let's say, try this here. Okay, obviously I'm not going to go through all 80 of them, but there is a ton of new wavetables in here. This was already a great wavetable synth at being Pigments, so now Pigments 3 has added its own new huge set of wavetables, so definitely a lot of more possibilities there with that. All right, that's it. It's Arturia's Pigments 3. It's really awesome with those new features, and it sounds really, really good. It's at a free download if you are already a Pigments owner, and at a discount if you're not right now, so you might want to check that out. Just quick disclosure, I am an Arturia beta tester. I have not beta tested the Pigments 3, so this is actually my first look at it. Arturia does not cover or say what I can say on here. This video, there is no pay promotion. So thanks so much for watching. Please do share and subscribe, and thank you so much for your support. I'll see you next time.